welcome to the MIGCA. In this video, we are going to walk you through how to submit an all-state nomination. The first thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to be a member of the MIGCA. Don't forget that your membership tab is right up there if you would like to join. So in order to submit, you must log in first. Must have your username, must have your password, and when you log in, it'll take you to your member home. After you are in your member home, you're going to want to come down to your teams because this is where you will nominate your individuals from your teams. After this loads, you will choose boys or you will choose girls. When the girls team loads up, you're going to have a choice over here on the top of your nominations in this corner. Okay. Again, I will remind you before you nominate, please make sure that your information of your girls team is correct, particularly the division. When you go to your nominations right here and you click it, this is where you can begin as well as check your nomination. When you get to this screen, you're going to notice your 3 nominations down here on the bottom. You'll want to go to the All-State to submit an all-state nomination. You can then go ahead underneath here and add a nomination for the year that we are in. This will also allow you to check to see who you have already nominated. So you can see here I already have this person to make sure that I don't nominate them again. When you add a nomination and click the button to add it, you're going to need to read over the code of conduct. We're very specific about the type of players that we submit for all state. And so you'll want to be aware of those conditions. When you click next, this is where you will then have the choice to choose what player on your team, freshman to senior, that you would like to choose for all-state nomination. In this case, I will go to my first player up here. When I go there, I will then need to enter in her information. So as I do this, I will enter in 555 her information. After I enter her information, I can hit next. And this is where we will start entering in the information for her season. In this case, we will need to enter in her 9-hole scoring average. This is something that you will need to calculate, something that is not entered into our website. So I have kept track of all of her 9-hole averages. And so I will put down that she averaged 39.4. I will then take a look. She has played nothing but par 36, 9 holes, so the par is 36. Was she disqualified? No. Total number of events this season that the player was disqualified, and you'll go through each one of these questions. Were they named all conference? If they were, we will want to know the conference team. We will want to know the conference name. And for seniors, if you're aware, will they be going to college and playing golf? If so, you can click yes, and you can put down the college name as well as the home course that they've been playing at. Okay. Also, do not forget as you go through here the total number of events that the team played in. This is both 18 and 9-hole events. The total number of events that this player played in. So in most cases, if there were 14 events that your team played, typically, your players will play in 12, 13, or 14 of those events. And so we just want to see how many that they entered and how many they played. As you go through this next list, we'll talk about the player activities, the award summaries, and the comments. This is where you will add, as these examples that are listed up here, this is where you will add the accomplishments that your player has had both in golf and outside of golf. These are kind of things that you're going to want to gather before you begin the nomination process. These are the kind of things that you want to be aware of to collect so that you don't start the nomination the evening that the nominations are due. It's going to be quite hard to get this information the night of, so you're going to want to be aware of what these are or any others that they have been a part of, and be able to enter these in. You're given 7 or 8 boxes to go ahead and enter their information in. Just have your players choose their top 7 or 8. They don't need everything that they've entered in. As you go through and you click next, you will then get a chance to see the entire information for your player to make sure that it is correct. This is where you would confirm everything about your player and making sure that that information is correct. When you are done, you will then click Finish. Now, as you click finish, please wait for the website. And sometimes this doesn't show up, even though you just saw mine pop up there. You're going to want to wait until the website loads that player in. Now, as that player is in here, I can go back in and I can view this nomination at any time. So I can click on this player, and this is where, if I view it, this is where you will actually see the player's information as well as the 18 hole events that they have played in. You will see their all-state ID, you'll see their address, the coaches, the number of 9-hole events, and all the 18 hole events. This is where you're going to want to go in and you're going to want to check couple of things. Number one, you're going to want to make sure that all of the tournaments that you played in or this player played in this season are entered in. If there are any missing events, you're going to want to contact the host for that event. Okay. Do not enter in your own, do not enter in their scores for an event that you did not host. We don't want to make sure that we don't have duplicates in there. So always contact the tournament host and have them enter in their tournaments with their tournament scores. You're then going to want to go through and check to make sure that the scores that were entered were correct for their 18-hole events. This isn't something that you'll check the 9-hole events, but the 18-hole events, you're going to want to make sure that they are correct. You're also going to want to make sure that the place and the players were correct. In some cases, you might find a tournament host. They might go through and they might only put in the top 10 players in a tournament. And if this is the case, you can see that this player got third out of 48. Well, in this case, you're going to want to make sure that it doesn't say third place out of 10, because third out of 10 is a whole lot worse than third out of 48 players. So all the tournament hosts that are out there need to make sure that every score from your varsity to your JV players or anyone that played in that tournament, they are actually a player in that tournament. You're going to want to make sure that all those scores for every player are entered. We have had some tournaments in the past where they will only put in they said the top 5 scores or the top 10 scores, and it doesn't always look great when you're at a tournament and you took third out of 5 simply because one teams were entered in there. So as a tournament host, make sure that all of those players are entered in, and that's the information that you will check over. If you'd like to print it for a copy, you're more than welcome to do so. You can then X out if there were any mistakes there. You can go in and you can click the pen. When you do this, you can go through and you can enter in the information and you can fix it. You can enter in the information here as well as the coach's comments, and then there is a save button down at the bottom that will fix or save any changes that you just made. You can then also, if you need to, if you change your mind that this person does not fit the criteria, you can then go in and X out that player, and that player's nomination will now be taken out of the system. Again, wait for it to completely process and go all the way through for that player to go out. Again, this is how you nominate a player. Enjoy.